It is the tipping point with Mike Tipton right here on Fox Sports 1380. We have made it through this week. Thank God. That's what it feels like. My God, that's what it feels like. That, of course, my guy, Andrew J. Polk. You can follow him on Twitter at Andrew J. Polk, myself at Mr. Tipton 33. We are Fox Sports 1380. Andrew, what are you feeling good about today? I am looking forward to that. I want all of you to go out there, all my tip heads, to go out there and support what Andrew is doing as well. This is like a momentous moment here in the city of El Paso as our guy is bringing live local news coverage to the barren sports desert that is known as El Paso, Texas. News desert. I would say it's always going to be a sports desert. I thought we were going to have college football this week. We're not going to have that. We'll come back and talk about that coming up here in just a little bit whenever we get into the opening tip. I am thankful for new friends, especially those on Twitter, Instagram, all over the place. Of course, our friend, the one and only Dana Morales from Sweet Heat. She came by today, dropped off some just amazing products. And I messed up because they are just right over my computer where I cannot get them. I have done everything I can to make sure and ensure that they have been nice and safe because, you know, we got to make sure that the product is available for us here during the show. You did, however, and so did Destiny, as she was here a little earlier as well. You all got to enjoy some of the watermelon slices with the tahini and all that stuff on it. If Dana's out there listening, I haven't seen that she's tuned in right now, but if she's out there listening, I would love to see what it is that she puts on her. Maybe it's a secret. Maybe it's like a family, like a deep, dark family secret. Well, no. Like the secret recipe for what goes on top. Like there might be something we don't know about. All I can say is it is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to try that coming up here in just a little bit. A lot of stuff to get to today since we got to literally nothing on my list yesterday. And that's the funny thing is, like, I can't even remember what the hell we were talking about yesterday, man. Oh, no, we were talking about COVID. Yeah. Multiple times. Dana going ahead and commenting on here. She's saying it is tahini along with other spices. Gave me the winky face. So that has to be some sort of secret out there. I'm about to say, look, you can go the whole Colonel Sanders route of it and be like, yeah, well, it is just 11 herbs and spices. I ain't going to tell you what it is. Also, I don't know if I believe that it's 11 herbs and spices. I'll say that's all it is. As long as people think it is, that's all it needs to be. But hey, I mean, it's a great marketing ploy. Like I said, it's a feel good Friday, so I want to see what everyone out there is feeling good about. Nick Saban has to feel good about testing positive one day, testing negative the next day. Odell Beckham Jr. has tested negative for the Rona, although he's still feeling under the weather. And this is the best story that I've seen all day today, where 4 Indianapolis Colts this morning tested positive, and then were retested and tested negative. What do we do in that aspect? Do you test them a third time, like the best 2 out of 3 wins? Like, well, what do we do here? Is it like a game 7? But that's the thing is, like, I think the NFL is going to go forward with this. The Falcons are going to indeed play their game this weekend. They are going to travel up to Minnesota and play that game up there. And then the Colts, we'll see if they actually play. Once again, the NFL, double birds to everybody, especially the Rona. The NFL has gone on business as usual. Although this weekend, the Patriots and Broncos game for the second week in a row might be in some jeopardy. They were supposed to play week 5, had somebody test positive on Friday, had to postpone it. I will get into that a little bit later. But like I said, I'm feeling grateful, Andrew, about the Sweet Heat over here that I can't wait to get into. Oh, no, trust me, I'm going to. Our guy, Adrian Zamudio, on Facebook, commenting that Horizon High School volleyball game was canceled today. So we'll have to find out when they're going to play that next game. That's my biggest issue whenever it comes to like the high school sports is like you're messing around with these kids, man. Because they got like much more important stuff to be doing than wondering about when they're going to play their next game. But I digress. Another great day here in El Paso for COVID. You already know my mindset on it. Like if you're going to be terrible, be record-setting terrible, and that's where we are right now. 838 new cases. Oh man, it feels good to be the top part of a list here, man. Feels really good to be the top part of a list. But that's not where we start today. No. We start with UTEP in the opening tip. I am playing Candy Roulette. I didn't even get to look and see what I grabbed. It goes backwards behind me, and I was lucky because I got the Sweet Heat gummy worms. I am a sucker for gummy worms, man. Like this right here, the gummy worms and the Dr. Pepper. Now, this is taking me back to whenever I was working under the mobile homes with my parents. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, this is like you talk about going back to your childhood where you were working and getting beat up by goats and all kinds of stuff. I had to say it before Andrew did because it was inevitable. I'm opening that up right here. But in case you've been living under a rock, the University of Texas El Paso's football game that was supposed to happen this weekend against Southern Miss has been postponed. I was about to say, Andrew, I love whenever people don't get the joke. It is one of my favorite things out there. I ingest because if you ever see anything I ever do on Twitter, none of it is like, okay, very few of it. Like 95% of what I do is just being a jerk and an a-hole. Yeah. And then there's that 5% where I'm saying, look, I have like a charitable cause that I'm 100% behind. Get on this, or me being serious about stuff going on here in the city of El Paso. In jest, I said that Southern Miss didn't want to come here because of our outbreak that we've had. Some people didn't get the joke. And I apologize to those people, but I'm not going to change. Like I said, my favorite reply that I get sent back to me all the time on Twitter is the one of Michael Scott from The Office, where he's just looking down and says, "Why are you the way you are?" That is like my favorite thing to get tweeted at me because I don't know, I just am. But nonetheless, that football game, the outbreak is on the Southern Miss side, not on the UTEP side. That goes to just how great our friend Daniel Veal and AC, Anna Claire Thomas, how well they have kept the UTEP football team in check. Because none of them have tested positive, not since August 4th, whenever they had, I think, 4 players, and then, you know, they got rid of all the stuff that they had to do. That was it. But that was like at the beginning of all of the training and all that. So UTEP has done a fantastic job, and it goes to say, especially with the way that things have been going the last week here, was it 4,000 cases in a week? That's a lot of days over 500. Uh, 1,500 in 2 days. Unless you are the actual virus itself, it is not going to be going great for you. Yeah. But, hey, you know what? It is what it is. UTEP, once again, this game postponed. They're saying that they're going to try to find a day for it to be made up. This is a back-to-back game now for Southern Miss, where, like, last week it was the other team. This week is Southern Miss. They don't get to play these games. It's going to be hard to make up 2 games. Like, and once again, I feel bad for the student athletes. They're not getting anything out of this. I would love to see how many like people from Southern Miss in the history of Southern Miss have made it to the NFL. Because I'm sure it's not a whole lot. I want to say Brett Favre. Well, no, but I mean, it's the same thing with UTEP. Yes, UTEP has had a spurt of individuals make it to the NFL as of recent, but on this current roster, this current rendition of UTEP, how many of these kids are going to make it to the NFL? Because that's what the end goal is outside of getting your education. If you're going to play football to try to get to the NFL, I don't see a purpose in UTEP and these other, smaller schools playing. Like what's the money game here for like Southern Texas and like the University of Central Alabama playing a game this weekend? What's the end goal there? Like I guarantee you, and once again, it's not me trying to be a jerk. What are the actual prospects of these kids making it to that next level? And what is the risk versus reward? Augustine Pimentel asking, why can't we hear Andrew? That is on him. I have sent him the invite. Yes. So now it's just going to be minimal Andrew until he's done with his phone call. Thanks, jerk. No, but it's a very important phone call. Once again, Andrew's new show, Talk El Paso, reimagined, starting on Monday, 4 to 5 p.m., KTSM AM 690. Tune into that show or I will force you to. But what does this mean for UTEP going forward? I got a call earlier today. It was great to get this phone call because it means people are actually listening, paying attention to some of the stuff that are going on with our stations. Former city council member, I want to say, Charles Hooten, called into the show or called in earlier. He was talking about the UTEP thing. Has been a ticket holder at UTEP for a long time, went to school whenever they were Texas Western College, and graduated and became great friends with Don Maynard, Super Bowl champion with the New York Jets of Super Bowl III, the famous Joe Namath guarantee game. Was talking about how he loved UTEP because all they did was beat the big name schools. They beat Arizona's, they beat Arizona State's, they beat Texas Tech's, and all I could do was laugh and say, man, I'm so jealous of you. Because I think our biggest win as of recent is Abilene Christian or Louisiana Monroe. I'll take that as a big win. UTEP slapped them around. The disrespect. Again, I will never get it, Vegas. Y'all need to start betting on UTEP to at least cover. Augustine also saying, so how will Andrew produce this show? Next week, it'll be your boy flying solo. We are not going to put Andrew through all of that. Although I will say this, I am wondering what these phone calls are going to be like because we've given our engineers ample time to have like done something here. I'm not even going to get into that. Like it really did. Okay. So our engineer, Joey Vela, was like going through and like, hey, it's cool, dude. Like, I understand. But he was coming through telling each one of us like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going to go on vacation. So I'll see you in like a week and a half or 2 weeks almost or whatever the hell it is. Like, I'm not going to see you this Monday, but next Monday I'll see you. That kind of felt like he was rubbing it in our face, right? Because we can't take vacations. Because even that time, like, that hard time in September where I wasn't able to do the show because of all the Texas Rangers games and all that stuff, I still had to come in here and do my job. Like my job is production. All the commercials you hear here on iHeartRadio and all 6 of our stations come through this guy over here. A lot of the block programming too. Andrew does one show. Thank you so much for that, by the way. Augustine saying that we demand that Andrew be on the show producing. Hey, man. You come up with the funds, I am about it. But right now, iHeart's a little stingy with some of the stuff, and you cannot blame them. You cannot blame them. Hey, I was about to say $50. That's the thing that people don't know. Like, I was thinking about it today, too. Because, like it was something that was, like, on my mind this morning because I'm a real, like, jerk and stuff, right? I was like, man, I make $60 a week doing this show. Because I get paid $12 an hour. Woo, balling, out of control. Joy Vela saying I need to stop exaggerating because I have the dump button for the phone calls. He texts that to me right now. Joy, how am I going to screen these calls that are calling in for KTSM AM 690 following Andrew's show? I already told y'all, if I answer their phone calls, they're talking to me, and it ain't going to be pretty. Because mainly I don't have to put up with the repercussions of that station. Like they're calling my show on a different station as far as I'm concerned. I wonder how I should answer it. Just be like, caller number 1, you are on now with the Lord's Hour. More sports coming up next. I'm about it, man. I'm about Augustine paying us. Augustine, you come up with $110, you can pay us next week. Give us an extra hour. God, these are so good. Augustine said, wait, Andrew's show and this show are going to have the same number? We've been had the same number. Ever since I've gotten a phone here, it's been the same number. It's just that this is going to be the first time that our shows are actually back-to-back like this. But I'm about it, man. I am 100% about Andrew's show. Y'all need to tune in. Please, please, please support my dude. Augustine saying LMAO, oh my gosh. Trust me when I say this. I have tried. Since the day I started working here, August 20th of 2018. I have tried to get them to do the stuff right in this studio. You have no idea how much it bothers me. I would love nothing more than for Max Grossman to call. I kind of want to do like my own mayoral series, but none of the other mayoral candidates outside of D. Margo have given me a call back, which is also kind of like off-putting, right? Like, would you vote for the person that doesn't call you back? Let's go put that out there. I also probably shouldn't have said that. Like, I don't know. I come up missing, it's one of the other mayoral candidates. I also wanted to do like a spoof, but because I was wanting to try to get Oscar Leeser on my one of my podcasts and stuff like that, I decided not to do it. Yes, mayoral. Oh man. If y'all can, please, there's a guy on Twitter that's like been going back and forth with me. Please just follow him and annoy the hell out of him. Oh, well, here's my show. I'll be unsure, I think is what he has his name as. It's like at Dawes Effects or something like that. Why have I heard this song before? It's in like movies, right? Like this sounds like every early 2000s coming of age movie. I would put them more in a station wagon. This is like the loser anthem song. And like the one guy like walks in, and then like the girl that rejected him is like over in the corner crying because her jock boyfriend broke her heart, and he has come to save the day. It's 18 different colors. So like all those movies, like all the main characters are always like broke. One of my favorite movies was like Not Another Teen Movie. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that. It is one of the greatest of all time. Once again, my threshold on movies, stoner movies, and like any dumb comedy movie, any dumb sports movie.
But doesn't that one also cross over into sports for you? Is that if I'm thinking of the right one here?
No, yeah, where it's got like Mr. T. He's like, believe in the ball, throw yourself.
And isn't that Chris Evans in it?
It does.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Does it? I know. We're gonna look this up now. Yeah. Once again, stoner movies, my wheelhouse. Listen to the Tipping Point, my Tipping Fox Sports 1380.
That is Chris Evans.
Wow. Thanks to everyone who's out there tuning in on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, not Instagram, just the other three.
Can you hear me now, Augustine?
Augustine, can you hear? Are you blessed now with the melodious voice of the one and only Andrew J. Polk?
That's me.
And Augustine saying thank you for joining us now, Andrew.
You're welcome, Augustine.
Once again, Andrew's show, Talk El Paso, not only is it on tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're going to be doing our last Saturday show tomorrow. We're going to be having on the next mayoral candidates. We got Calvin Zielsdorf and Dean Dino Martinez. They're going to be rounding out the ballot there, and then we'll transition into the show for next week.
Here's your bait, Andrew. Who you're voting for as far as the mayoral, like has anyone out there swayed your vote, or have you been stuck on this one individual?
I have definitely have some thoughts on. I've got tiers in my mind about who will be it. I think that the major point I'll be looking to is if anyone will actually beat out the runoff, because that hasn't happened in the last few mayoral elections. So that's the real challenge. Because
I love that there's always a runoff.
There's always a runoff. Well, when you have a field of 6, last time we had 8. I think we had at least 5. The time before that, probably 7. That sounds about right. And then there'd be crowded fields because everyone runs.
Could you imagine the chaos if I had actually done it? Like, I was trying to be a little more professional, but I think the next time around, I'm actually going to do it.
The barrier to do that is actually very low. I think you need a filing fee, and that's about it. So, Augustine, run for mayor.
No. Me, I'm running for mayor. I just need Augustine's backing.
No, I want you two against each other. I want to see that debate.
I don't want to debate Augustine. I would destroy him. And
Ooh, that's a gauntlet.
Augustine saying that D. Margo will win. He's in his commercials. Augustine is in his commercials.
Oh, really?
What more do we need or want? He's 100% correct. He's swung my vote.
That's what did it for
That's
you?
what did it for me. That and him being the only one of them to actually get back at me. Those jerks.
That too.
My God, man, you'd think that they'd be a different story another time. I'm not going to vent my frustrations on them. I've already felt like I vented enough with all the COVID stuff, especially yesterday, although I did get a great message from our friend Cody James Bachmeyer, who said that he respects the fact that we actually go out there and talk about the real stuff that like COVID-19 is doing, and we're not just up here gas bagging.
Yeah, that's one of our points. Also, I would have to say you venting frustration is like half the content of the show, so why stop now, Tim?
Augustine coming in and saying that I wish I could destroy him. I wish that I could carry on an actual conversation with him. I think we do that pretty well. You have been on the show multiple times for hours at a time. I think we carry on a decent conversation, Augustine.
Yeah, that's a little bit of weak. If that's your first shot in this pending next mayoral election, Augustine, that's real weak sauce.
I was gonna say, man, if that's like your first mudsling at me, I feel like you need to do better.
Yeah, that's like a wimpy snowball right there at best.
This feels very John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson-esque.
Oh, no, that was a different kind of race there. I love when people talk about the long and storied history of American democracy. Do you know what used to happen?
Oh, man, it was a thing to behold.
Okay, this is the mildest way I can put it. Andrew Jackson's parrot swore so much it was ejected from his funeral. So if you two want to talk about mudslinging and just awful things going on, yeah, those are some good races to look at.
I love the fact, like, I need a parrot now that I just teach curse words that gets kicked out of my funeral.
It's just so much swearing.
I need that in my life. Like, we really need to find a way to do this. Augustine saying ours, you mean our. My friend, don't forget you have also joined me over at Hooters, where we have gone on for quite some time.
Also, like, cumulative.
Yeah. We can go that route too. I'm all about it though. Anytime anyone wants to debate. Augustine saying mudslinging, I would never do that. You know what else you would never do? Meat slinging. Got him. But it is a tipping point of my tipping right here on Fox Sports 1380. I'm an idiot. My God. A direct quote coming out of UTEP Athletics from Athletic Director Jim Center saying, quote, while we are disappointed that we won't be able to play this weekend, the health and safety of everyone involved is always the top priority. We wish everyone at Southern Miss a quick recovery and hope to reschedule this game for later in the season in consultation with Conference USA. Why even play it? It's going to be so tough. Like, this is a back-to-back game now for Southern Miss. Like, some of these games have to get like just done with. Like I honestly feel like it needs to be this. Like, if you're the team that cost the other team the game, it should be a forfeiture.
I agree with that entirely because start seeing these teams start to really lock things down, I'm sure.
The University of Houston had 4 back-to-back-to-back-to-back games where the opponent had come down with COVID-19. They could be 4-0 right now. And they should be. Instead of waiting on those things, that they should be. If you cannot keep your team in check, because we all have the exact same things going on. UTEP, once again, speaking to how well UTEP has been able to keep their players away from the Rona in a city where it's just spiking up.
It's everywhere, yeah.
It's a testament to how well UTEP is handling this and how well they have their restrictions locked on, and that the players are actually paying attention.
Yeah.
Other universities ought to be able to do that. If the University of Texas El Paso can do that, every single university out there could do that. It's time to start causing forfeitures. Augustine commenting right here, saying translated to English Center means it's good that they canceled. We would have lost. I don't know. I don't think UTEP would have lost.
I mean, they're on a hot streak.
They are undefeated at home. The toughest stadium to win in the state of Texas with college football, maybe even the professional ranks.
Okay. Wheels are turning here. I'm seeing the fourth dimensional chess happening here. That's why collegiate games have to continue, because think about it. We've talked about this before. In professional sports, they give you an automatic point home field advantage. And we see that kind of evaporate right now. UTEP still does have people there. This team is used to having little people there, like few people there, and now they're the only ones that have like any people there because of these restrictions. So they still have the home field advantage.
Oh, the UTEP home field advantage, where all 5,000 people, the normal crowd that goes through your regular UTEP game,
exactly.
COVID sellout. I'm about it. What that does, though, say, like, now everyone can have their eyes on the El Paso Locomotive. The Locomotive are going to be playing against New Mexico United today, or not today, tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And they can, like, that game is, of course, sold out, 1,601 fans. I'm always just wondering about that one.
Yeah, why not like 5? Why not make it just a nice round?
Why not just 1,600 on the dot? Like just 1,600 on the dot. Like, was that one really like, oh, you know what's really going to help us get into out of the red this week? That one.
It'll really fill out that section over there.
My God. Augustine also saying there are 2 weeks in December where they can remake the games, but with COVID, will December be a good idea? And, of course, with the flu then as well. I don't even know if we're going to be playing bowl games.
Oh, I think that – okay, at the very least –
I have tried, and, like, I hate to do this, but I have tried time and time again to get a hold of Bernie Olivas, and I have not heard anything back from him.
And we got to be honest, the NFL, for what it's doing, we're pretty sure that barring true disaster, the Super Bowl probably happened in some incarnation. The NCAA has not been that strong on all of this. It's all been the conferences leading it. And so I don't know if the BCS is going to, if it's going to be anything, or if it exists, even what it's going to look like.
I mean, if it comes down, because we've seen it, like all professional sports, even college athletics, college football especially, all of this is money. So if it is going to be the blatant money grab that we get with the 42 college football bowl games, then they're going to find a way to get these games played. But what's the incentive for the fan? Like if you're a fan of one of these teams, like let's say UTEP gets blessed by getting into a bowl game, but it's like in Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, obviously you're not going to be able to travel out there. Oh, I mean, maybe you will, maybe you won't. I doubt you want to. What's the incentive for the fans? Because that's what bowl games are really for. Like, it's more for the fans saying, okay, well, let's go out here and follow our team over here. What's this year's Sun Bowl going to look like? Because the other participating conference is not playing.
And right now, it doesn't look like, I mean, again, we're number 1 or 2 in the country for something not great. Is the Sun Bowl even going to exist? I want you to see if you can follow up with Bernie Olivas to find out what's going on, because I feel like that's going to change a lot of people's minds.
That'll be my mission for next week. I'm just going to like badger him until like I get him on the show. Like, let's just talk about this. Let's find out what's going on, because I feel like the people need to know.
Yeah.
Especially with that. Obviously saying like, look, it should only be the Final Four because the rest of the bowls don't matter. I don't necessarily agree with that. The Sun Bowl is one of the most historic bowl games that's out there. It's the second bowl that's out there. So for me, it's like that game should be played. Like, it doesn't get the respect it deserves in my mind. Like, we should have better teams, but that's another story for another time. The Sun Bowl should be allowed to play, but then also comes the question of, do teams want to travel here as long as we keep spiking up? Let's ponder that question. More sports coming up next.
Everything is awful.
I want to give a shout out to my dude, Chris Madrid, saying, let's go Lakers. He did predict that the Lakers were going to win a championship. He did not predict COVID championship. I don't know if this is a real championship.
Again, it's asterisk city for everything that has happened this whole year. It's going to be on the presidential election. It's already on the debates. Like, there's nothing that's happened this year that won't have with a giant damn asterisk next to it.
Be sure to go out there, support local Undisputed Craft House, 1881 Saul Kleinfeld on the corner of Montwood and Saul Kleinfeld. They got great, food. Trust me when I say this. I'm a fat guy. I know me some food. Great food out there. Great craft beers as well. They actually have, I didn't get to get it this weekend, but they had the El Paso, the Marble Brewery Starlight one that we liked.
Oh, yeah.
They have that.
Nice.
I need that in my life.
Need that in your veins, just straight in.
Augustine saying that the Sun Bowl or any other bowl isn't a national semifinal or final, doesn't have any importance in the national picture. Hence, there should be no Sun Bowl. I love when people say hence.
Laying out your legal argument there, Augustine.
Why, sir, I object.
Hence, you are an a-hole.
Bully. I remember I went to a debate at UTEP because it was for extra credit and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, whenever you go to the debate, if you agree, you say something like, here, here. And I was like, what year is this?
Who are you? What did I set up through a portal back to 1880s?
Here, here. As a matter of fact, I will yell out my vote.
Huzzah!
The Thomas Edison can record it.
Excelsior!
I wonder what the etiquette was on booing. Somebody said, boo! But there had to be something like a much worse term that somebody could have said, back in the 1880s. Get that carpetbagger off the stage.
What was it? Clapping used to actually be considered rude. They would do it to interrupt. They would clap people off the stage.
I think I would like that. You clap me off the stage, I'd be happy.
Well, again, depends on the connotation. They would do it so that they couldn't be heard. It was a mad thing.
Imagine traveling back in time and they start clapping for you, and then you just get a megaphone.
Yeah. Y'all gonna listen now.
What type of sorcery is this? Let me tell you what the future holds.
I will ruin all your lives.
Augustine saying if you give the clap to someone, that's not good. Obviously, experience talking there.
Yeah, who's the one in quarantine right now, Augustine? Not a good look, my dude.
I hope he's still in quarantine.
You better be in quarantine.
What do you say, man? Here we go. It is a Feel Good Friday here on the Tipping Point. My Pigeon Fox Sports 1380. Got my dude Andrew J. Polk hanging out. You can follow him on Twitter at Andrew J. Polk, on Instagram at Talk El Paso. Talk El Paso, reimagined, brand new show Monday through Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. KTSM AM 690. Pete, what can the people expect, Andrew?
You can expect us doing all that important talk about the issues going on here right now. You know that there's been a lot more going on than even any news show has been able to get to. So we're going to try to devote an hour each afternoon delving into those most important issues, including, of course, continuing our mayoral campaign and those candidates coming on, as well as, talking about the people who are affecting the things. We got a new public health director. What is that going to mean going forward? Focusing on those topics that really allow us to get in depth on the things that matter to us right here in the Borderland.
Our good friend Augustine Pimentel saying that he is still in quarantine. It's only been a week since he's got his test results, and that this shows a highlight of his day. My dude, I did not realize it was going that tough for you.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I am heartbroken for thee, my friend. Want to give a shout out to Alyssa Patrick, the newly wedded Alyssa Patrick, Alyssa Musner from K-Fox CBS. Congratulations on your nuptials, and thank you for tuning into the show. D-Woo with us as well here on the Tipping Point of My Tipping Fox Sports 1380. Have you watched any of the MLB playoffs, Andrew?
I have not.
That is not surprising at all. Neither do most people our age.
Yeah, the only time I can ever remember watching was that Cubs wins a few years ago.
The Cubs, garbage squad. Augustine saying that you need to get John Barella on your show, Andrew.
Hey, I'll talk to him.
Hey,
see what we can do.
That's all we can make the offers, man. Well, since Andrew hasn't been watching it, I will say this. The championship series has been really fun to watch. Like, really fun to watch. Tampa Bay was dominating the Houston Astros. They were up 3-0. Currently, as they play right now, it is 3-2. I don't know the score. Andrew, can you look up and see if there's any score going on in that game right now between Houston and Tampa Bay? Yesterday, and I don't know if I should believe this or not because I haven't heard any audio of it. It's just been hearsay. Apparently and allegedly, Carlos Correa, the shortstop for the Houston Astros, as he was walking up to bat in the bottom of the ninth of a 3-3 game, told Jose Altuve, "It's over. I'm going to walk it off." And then proceeded to hit a walk-off home run.
I'm about to say, if you got to do it, if you're going to claim it, no one would be all about Babe Ruth if he pointed and then just whipped.
I'm going to say pointed and hit a foul ball pop into the goal with a catcher or something like that. But that's what people are comparing it to. They're saying, oh, it's a Babe Ruthian, legendary type thing. Well, Carlos Correa, like I said, it's cool for you to say that you said that. There's no audio of it.
Yeah, is there any proof of that? I can say that, oh, no, I totally predicted that you were going to do that. But no one heard me, but I did it.
And, I searched all over. I watched at least 15 different videos today looking to see if there was anywhere where you could see him saying, oh, yeah, I told him I'm going to do this. I didn't see anything. Now, the home run was majestic, too. Like that thing was a towering bomb out to straightaway center field. So he earned every bit of that home run. But there's that question mark. And it's going to be the same thing with the Babe Ruth thing because people are saying they don't know if Babe Ruth was just stretching out or if he had actually pointed out to the outfield.
At least he made the gesture. And by the way, looks like we're at the bottom of the fourth. Rays over the Astros 1-0.
Ooh, nice close game. I love whenever baseball gets close. But I was also thinking about this whenever it came to Houston. I am low-key wanting them to win it all.
Of course you do.
Because of, once again, the double bird for everybody, because that's just who I am. I know I'm not alone in this. Because there's a lot of people out there that love this salty winner who's out there to prove what they did was on the up and up.
I feel like, okay, you've talked about that and how you want just the weirdest series to happen. I feel like chaos wins no matter what the outcome of this is, Tip.
As long as it's not the Dodgers.
Well, that's it.
We'll talk about them coming up in a minute. My God, I feel so bad for Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
Well, have the Astros become that lovable, hated team? Are they like the Yankees where people, because I feel like you're going the Yankees route here. And as a Yankees fan, I love it. I love the fact that people hate me just because I am a Yankees fan. You have no idea how much it feeds into my soul, that and a Cowboys fan. I am public enemy number one because there is no in between for either of those teams. You either love them or you just hate the hell out of them for no reason whatsoever. Other than the fact the Cowboys are terrible. Yes, I get it. They haven't won anything in 25 years. My quarterback is hurt.
Salty.
I get to be salty, man. I've been a fan that long, man. I was 11 whenever they won their last championship.
And it scared you.
36. Saw 3 championships before I turned 12. I hate them. They haven't given me.
And yet, Tip.
And yet I'm still there all the time, every Sunday, cheering like an idiot as I'm trying to get a crowd into a game while Dak Prescott is getting carted off the field. Tough part of the job, man. My God.
That's just rough. That's one of the worst turns of a sitcom episode. All right, everyone excited. Oh my God, what just happened on screen?
But with you being not even the most I can't even call you a casual baseball fan. You're not even really a fan, right?
Yeah.
Do you care whether or not Houston comes back and wins this? Do you find any validity in the cheating scandal that they had to have dealt with? I mean, because nothing really came of that. Their manager got fired, and that was it.
I mean, yeah, the narrative, I think that's the best narrative that could come out of this. But yeah, when you look at the actual implications, it's kind of like, well, you got a slap on that wrist one time, but then we came back.
And they're like, well, and then I saw this because Carlos Correa hit 5 home runs all season long. In the 60 games, hit 5 home runs. He's hit 7 in his playoff games now.
Dang. All right.
And I was thinking to myself, maybe there's something about that buzzer thing we need to investigate. Like there needs to be some sort of investigation against the team. Like once again, I want them to win, but I also want the investigation to be there. And I want it to be something blatant too. Something where they're like, oh no, yeah, we got this. And we're going to continue to do this until Major League Baseball says it's legal to do. It's kind of the steroids thing, man. Like whenever Barry Bonds guys are doing it, Major League Baseball didn't have anything telling them, no, you can't do that. So if there are no rules against it, why wouldn't you?
Let's move on to the electrified jockstrap scandal.
Augustine Pimentel saying, we don't hate you because you're a Yankees fan. We just hate you. I'm glad.
Love you too, Boo.
Jaime Pinky saying, beat L.A. He is a big San Francisco Giants fan. The meltdown. I don't know if you, of course you didn't see it. You're like me with movies. Clayton Kershaw yesterday goes into the 6th inning, 1-1 game, and just melts down. Arguably the greatest pitcher of this generation, but cannot pitch in the postseason. Just melted down, gave up 5 earned runs total in the game, was responsible for the lead getting taken away from them there in the 6th inning. And everyone's coming out saying that Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, needed to take his ace pitcher out earlier because just 2 days ago he had to be scratched from a start for back spasms.
Ooh, that's not good.
I do kind of agree with the manager needing to do what's best for the actual team and maybe take the pitcher out because that seems to be the way that baseball has evolved. Where your pitcher only pitches now about 5-6 innings, and then you bring in your relief and you hope that you have a good enough bullpen to hang on and win the game. But it's Clayton Kershaw, man. Once again, like you think of Clayton Kershaw, like this is a first ballot Hall of Famer, 3-time Cy Young Award winner, but just cannot get it done in the postseason. His ERA in the regular season for his career is 2.6. And then in the wild card round of the playoffs, it jumps up to a 3.2. And then in the divisional round, it jumps up to a 5. And then in the World Series, it jumps up to a 7. He is the weirdest anomaly whenever it comes to any of that stuff for a pitcher because it just seems like he can't do it in the postseason. And that really sucks for the guy because it's not just a one-man show.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of other stuff going around out there, but as we know, it's going to be the same thing like football. The quarterback's going to take all the blame. He's going to take all the glory. The pitcher takes all the blame. The pitcher takes all the glory. So Clayton Kershaw, even though he's the first ballot Hall of Famer, the question has to come up now if you're a Dodger fan or if you are the Dodgers and you wind up losing this series 4-1 because of Clayton Kershaw giving up a huge lead in the 6th or giving up the lead in the 6th inning. Do you keep him or do you trade him? Or what can you trade him for?
I got no good answers for you, that's for sure.
Because if I'm a Dodgers fan, you got to get upset with this stuff, man. You got to feel like, oh my God, this is enough. Because this is what you get from him all the time now. It seems like this is just it. Clayton Kershaw's just going to come in the postseason and melt down. Maybe that's what the Astros needed. They just needed to face Kershaw twice in the World Series, and that's how they won it. Maybe it wasn't even the trash cans or any of that other stuff. It was just them facing Clayton Kershaw. That's a 7-run ERA. Things to ponder, people, as I have become just this year a Houston Astros fan and a fan of chaos. Because even if the Rays take it to the World Series and we get a Braves World Series, which it looks like that's the route we're going, oh man, people are going to hate that.
And you'll be all about it.
I will be the only guy covering it from head to toe. It will be so annoying the way that I come in with the World Series. I think Jaime might be happy about it too, as a San Francisco Giants fan. Their hated rival, the Dodgers, losing to the lowly Atlanta Braves. That doesn't even sound sexy. The Atlanta Braves and the Tampa Bay Rays.
You trailed off right at the end there, just
But think of this being the most 2020 thing ever. As we all know, the Hockey Stanley Cup came to an end. The Tampa Bay Lightning hoisting up the Stanley Cup. there is a possibility of the Tampa Bay Rays winning the World Series. And then there's that dreamy guy in Tampa Bay.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, you love this so much.
Tampa Bay could literally become the new title town. Oh, more sports coming up next.
Oh, my God.
I was just saying, pitch him in the regular season and set him in the postseason. I don't see why not, man.
Yeah.
Or only 5 innings. It's like, you're going to get 5 good innings out of him. Because, like, with the way that baseball's evolved, like, very rarely do pitchers face the lineup 3 times. And they're saying, well, Kershaw only threw 71 pitches. He got through the lineup pretty well. But you're still risking it because baseball.
The performance is not justifying this well. I don't know if I got that one, Augustine. We got a deep Megadeth catalog. Let me see. I don't think we have any Megadeth for that matter.
You hearing this commercial? It's for incontinence. So if you got issues with your adult diapers,
I guess it sounds better than that at least.
I love the name of the product being Because.
Why are you walking like that? Because. All right, Augustine, I definitely can't do that on air. Playing off YouTube is a huge no-no.
Yeah.
Play it for yourself. Play your own intro. The Mike Tipton, play your own at-home game.
Yeah, whatever song you want to play during the break, play that.
Yeah, there you go.
Go with it. I do wish that we would be able to still play music, but
it would be a nice thing for the stream. But no, the mics are off right now for on air, and I can say it. Screw Mark Zuckerberg.
That's like your top rope. Screw Mark Zuckerberg.
I mean, I'm so in front of a microphone here. I'm not going to drop the F-bomb like I want to.
Oh, why the fork not?
Shut the front door.
What the French toast?
I
wonder if I could do a show and like drop little things like that and see what the reaction from like Walter and them would be.
Oh, they have to listen first.
Well, I know Walter listens because I get like text messages about stuff.
Every so often.
Do you think that was a good segment? No, I don't.
Frack, yeah, classic Frack. Battlestar Galactica.
Whenever we come back, we'll talk a little more about what you're going to be doing tomorrow.
All right.
Said Battlestar Galactica.
Yep. That's how they dropped the F-bomb on basic cable. Everyone said frack.
So dumb. It is the tipping point on my tipping on Fox Sports 1380. Our guy, Jaime Pinkman in New Mexico, asking if we are going to the Locos game. Trust me, my friend, there's nothing more that I would love to do. However, I have a 90-year-old father and a 74-year-old mother-in-law. There's no way I am going to risk any of that. I mean, granted, I'd be down on the field, but then, like me, the germophobic ways that I have, I would feel like there's COVID raining down upon me.
Yeah, I ain't going a lot of places these days, that's for sure.
D. Wu saying that Tucson's mayor is urging President Trump to pay the city for his rally earlier this year. Does that sound familiar?
I wonder where that may have happened similarly.
$750 in taxes. Augustine Pimentel saying it's better than being Florida University. It's so bad there. I mean, Notre Dame had these outbreaks. Florida's having these outbreaks. I guess Southern Miss now having them. It is not good.
Yeah, I'd hate to be going to FU right now.
I'm all about it. Our guy Hyman saying he hears us on that whenever it comes down to like the locals game. Trust me, I'm going to be watching it on ESPN+.
Yeah, support the heck out of them, but in person's tricky right now.
And of course, the legendary Duke Keith. Once again, none better in the business and the history of El Paso than that guy, Duke Keith, absolute legend. It was an honor to have learned the things that I was able to learn from him.
I mean, he calls a mean game.
Oh, so good. Like people tell me that they like my voice. I love Duke's voice.
Yeah, Duke is like the epitome. Duke is like the goal.
Just bathe in Duke's voice. Too much?
Get a little weird, but it's fun.
Augustine loving the 750. How does that happen? Another time.
Leave it for my show, Tim.
USA. Speaking of Andrew's show, tomorrow, Talk El Paso, Monday through Friday, starting on this Monday.
Yep.
This coming Monday, 4 to 5 p.m. Talk El Paso, live, local coverage of the news here on our airwaves. I'm excited about this. But, Andrew, for your finale on your Saturday show, what do you have planned?
So we're continuing our mayoral series, Mayoral Augustine. And we're going to be talking with the next two candidates in our lineup, Calvin Zielsdorf and Dean Dino Martinez, their positions, what they want to do if elected, and just, the major issues that are constantly going on with the mayor and city council.
What should we know of those two?
Well, you'll have to tune in tomorrow to hear the full thing. Dean has previously run for mayor. He ran 2 cycles ago, so not this last time, but previously against Oscar Leeser. And Calvin is kind of going on a bit of a sustainability ticket. He's got some of those endorsements going on. So it'll be an interesting thing, some different perspectives, and I'm always interested in other perspectives being brought into a race. So hear more about that coming up tomorrow, 9 to 10 a.m., News Radio 690, KTSM.
Destiny's saying we have an echo. Is the monitor on?
Just a little bit.
Well, I don't know. Joy, Anthony, get this fixed.
Please.
For the love of God.
We'll give you candy.
All I'm asking for is the studio to work the way that it should. That's it. Not a diva. Anyway, another time.
Have more candy, too.
I need it. Once again, I want to give a big thank you to our friend Dana Morales with the Sweet Heat. She brought us some delicious snacks. I got the tahini covered in different spices, gummy worms right here in front of me. I am surprised right now my willpower that I have not eaten every single one of those.
Yeah, just get a funnel in the bag and do the work.
Danny Molina saying that I need to address Duke Keith properly. He is correct. The El Paso Athletics Hall of Famer, Duke Keith.
Yes, sir, Keith.
I am all about it, man. I am all about it. Augustine, or not Augustine, D. Wu asking, what is this weekend's food tip? It's been such a long time since I've done it.
Right?
I am doing my homemade barbecue sauce, and I am grilling some chicken this weekend.
Fantastic. Good way to go.
I make a delicious bourbon reduction type barbecue sauce.
Oh, you getting me there, yeah.
It's like everything of it is homemade. Like I will whisk it. I do all that stuff. I watch it for hours. It is my one thing that I am really proud of. I also make a great cheesecake.
Oh, I feel like if you don't like cheesecake, there's something wrong with you.
I've ran across so many people that don't like cheesecake. It is amazing to me.
That is how do they just live joyless lives? Like I don't get it.
I also know someone that's afraid of elbows.
So they're like,
elbow phobia. Yeah, like it's the weirdest thing in the world. D Woo, he has tasted that sauce. He said that sauce rocks.
Yes.
He tried to convince me once to actually like do a food truck, and like there's a part of me that really wants to. Like I've always wanted to do it, and whenever D was like, "This is amazing, you should do a food truck," I was like, "I should do a food truck."
Let's do it. Let's do a food truck tip.
There's so much risk in that.
So much risk in life. You can get COVID going outside right now. Like, come on, let's do it.
That's it. Getting COVID. Let's spread it.
Well,
Wait.
no, wait. Hold up. We're trying not to be the Rona, remember?
Augustine's saying that he wants a cherry Coke. Well, go. Well, I guess you can, but tell someone to take you one.
Yeah. Just have them like leave it on the door and then run away.
So like your normal transactions.
Got him.
Got him again. But it is a tipping point. My team, Fox Sports 1380. I'm excited about like football games coming up. The Dallas Cowboys playing on Monday night. I am all about it. But once again, the Patriots have an offensive lineman this week, today, that tested positive for COVID-19. This seems to be a replay of what happened last week where they had a defensive lineman test positive for COVID-19 2 days before kickoff, so Friday, and the game between them and the Broncos had to be postponed to this week. Does the NFL postpone this game again, or do they just say, well, it's a reserve offensive lineman?
No, I need to know more about their testing because, I mean, they're definitely pushing it. Like, anytime you hear about, like, delays or in any other organization or part of life, it's, like, by weeks. They're just pushing it, like, a day. So they're not really allowing people to overcome things. They're just making sure, I guess, that's why we need to know more about testing, that the people who are actually going to be playing don't have it, and to contain the spread and, make adjustments, lineups, all that kind of stuff. But they're not really like saying like, okay, wait till you're over it and we'll do this again. D
was saying the name for the food truck needs to be the Tippin' Truck.
There you go.
Oh, I like it. Tippin' Q. Augustine saying Coke with real cherries. So get some cherries and put them in your Coke.
This is getting elaborate for a to-go order that no one's bringing you, my man.
Well, I mean, not just that. Like, order the cherries and order a Coke, put them together. Like you're a grown man, do it.
These things exist. Delivery apps exist.
That's like the favorite thing too. Is like whenever people ask me, like, "Oh, well, what do you want to do this weekend?" or like, "What do you want to eat?" or anything like that. And I say, "Well, the best part about being a grown-ass adult, you get to decide no matter what. Like,
I'll figure it out.
You want to do." So, Augustine, be an adult. Get the cherries, get the Coke, put them together. Like, it ain't hard.
I mean, maybe don't go and get them, but get someone to get them for you.
Danny Molina saying Belichick calling in positive tests to get extra days for planning. I think there's something there, man. I think Belichick's like, look, if we get a bunch of these games postponed and we can't play them, we got a pretty decent win percentage. We get in because we have the better win percentage.
Oh, I hate the gamesmanship that can come with this so much.
Slanger on Wheels has been nominated by D Woo. Slanger on Wheels.
That's pretty good, just with like a giant hat on top of the truck.
Augustine saying, I want my girlfriend to make it and come cook for me.
That's a you problem, my man. I don't know what you're telling us for. I hope you're talking with her.
Saying also that his son is tired of cornflakes. I will say this, and it's the thing that my mother told me, which is why I started learning how to like cook and do all that stuff as a kid. You could wish in one hand and expletive in the other, and see which one gets fuller faster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
There you go, Augustine. You can wish all you want, my friend. Everybody, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the show. Do not forget, Monday, KTSM AM 690. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock, KTSM AM 690. The final show of Talk El Paso on Saturdays, because this Monday, October 19th, the momentous moment in the city as Andrew J. Polk and Talk El Paso move to Monday to Friday. You want to support this. Trust me, it's going to be great. Everyone, thank you so much for your love. The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker coming up next.
Thank you, Tim.
Oh, you're quite welcome, sir. I'm looking forward to that soccer game, dude. I love Duke's Call.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Everybody, thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
I will be making barbecue. Get that barbecue sauce, baby. Slanging that meat, baby.